What's up guys, Josh Luciano here and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to talk about, oh wait, hold on, let me get sick. So we're going to go over the Canon 6D Mark II, a couple pros and cons from a real world perspective. And maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. Let's get to it. What's up creatives, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, my name is Josh Luciano. I'm into photo, video, anything creative. For my past couple videos, I've been using the Canon 6D Mark II before I've gotten the A7iii, which is amazing. It's an amazing camera. You guys should try to get one. But yeah, the 6D Mark II actually is a pretty awesome camera, and I know there's been like a lot of talk about dynamic range issues and all that. You know, there's a few things I want to talk about, and lately I've been shooting and vlogging with the 6D Mark II. And I haven't had any issues with it. Obviously, Canon's dual pixel autofocus is amazing. I want to talk about the pros and the cons from what I've experienced, and hopefully maybe that'll help you with your decision making if you want to go ahead with Canon 6D Mark II, maybe possibly think about mirrorless camera. Let's get to it. So one of the good things about this camera is obviously it's the dual pixel autofocus. I'm so used to shooting with the A7iii. I've been using the A7iii for the past year or so with weddings and all that. If you don't know, the Canon A7iii is a crop sensor camera. It's your lenses and crops it in by 1.6. It's still an amazing camera. It's a workhorse. A lot of people still actually use it to shoot videos. So if that's something that you're interested in, I have it down in the description below. And if you want me to talk about it, we can totally do that. Just let me know in the comments. That way I can put a video together. The second thing that's really awesome about this camera is that it's a full frame camera for $2,000. Now, again, people were upset when it was released because of the features that did not come with the camera. But if you're trying to get into full frame and you don't want to spend $3,000, and if you have a $2,000 budget range, then this camera might be for you. The other cool thing about this camera, which I really like about, is the actual screen itself. Just like the A7iii, it has a variable screen, a flippy screen. This is good when you're vlogging for sure. Now I want to talk about the cons real quick because there's a lot of cons actually within this camera. Now one thing I don't like about this camera is they are using the A7iii focusing points, and it's not really covering the full frame, which is kind of a bummer because I was expecting obviously all the focusing points being all throughout my viewfinder when I'm focusing. That might make or break your decision making, but I mean, you can always work around it. The Canon 6D Mark II is pretty much the Canon A7iii's big brother, but just kind of fell back behind with the autofocusing points. The other thing I don't like about this camera is the fact that it only has one SD card. It's a challenge, especially when you're shooting weddings. You know, dual card slots is something that you want to have when you're shooting weddings. It's backup. Even if you're a hybrid shooter like myself, you have one card for video, one card for photos, and just shoot JPEG and RAW. Another con about this camera, especially being at its price point, is that it doesn't have 4K. Now, I just want to stop you real quick. You don't need 4K. If you ever wanted to shoot in 4K, you don't have it with this camera. And if you do upgrade to the 5D Mark IV, it's kind of a weird kind of 4K sensor. I don't want to get too geeky on you because I'm still trying to figure this out as well. It does offer digital image stabilization on it, but it crops in, which is kind of a bummer. Kind of becomes an A7iii. But yeah, that's the weird. Yeah. Now, would I purchase this camera? I would probably use this camera for vlogging. Another benefit about this camera, just like the A7iii, is that the battery life is amazing. It's a big battery. Now, I have shot a wedding with this camera, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was scared at first because, you know, the whole ISO situation. I had no problems with it. It worked well at low light, worked well inside the venue and outside the venue, and yeah, it was awesome. As a matter of fact, here are a few sample images of the wedding. I'm also gonna show a little bit of a video. Now the question is this camera for you? Like, do you have a budget of $2,000? Do you think that you might wanna go with Sony or with Canon? It's totally subjective. Don't fall into the wave of you have to go with Sony. The reason why I wanted the A7iii, it has all the specs that I want for creating content on YouTube and also for doing professional work for weddings and portraiture. If you have any questions regarding this camera, feel free to drop a question in the comment section below. I'm totally here to answer your questions. From my point of view, there's other people on YouTube that have reviewed this in depth. I'll post a couple links down below. So yeah, this is just a quick video. I have a few videos coming up. One is actually a Sony event that I was at. Pretty awesome. More on that later in another video. Oh, and also a quick reminder that the giveaway is still happening. If you haven't seen that video, I'll post it here somewhere in the card section. The contest will end September 2nd, and between the 2nd and the 4th, I will be announcing the winner. And just a heads up that it's not me picking it, it's just gonna be randomized. I know a lot of people on Instagram have been messaging me about the camera and how they want it, and that's great. Fortunately, I can't pick the winner for you. I don't think it's fair. So it's gonna be a machine that's gonna pick it. And yeah, good luck to everyone whoever gets it. Please create awesome content, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do with it. So that's the end of this video. It's short, sweet. Just wanted to give you my 2 thoughts on this camera. If you want a more in-depth review, again, links down below. But yeah, if this is something that you're interested in, yeah, go ahead, purchase it. I have a link to the 6D Mark II and some other options there as well for you for budget-friendly cameras down below in the description box. feel free to check it out. It helps the channel out. I'm trying not to do ads on this channel until a certain extent, until a certain point, but for the meantime, no ads. I just want this to be a channel that's supported by the community. You guys, if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button below, hit that little bell icon to receive notifications when I post new videos. And until the next video, keep creating, be awesome, stay fresh, all that good stuff. Talk to you soon.